So now that you've been going 14 years, what is the mission?
The mission was initially to introduce the UK to the concept of boiling water on demand. What people don't appreciate, and what I never appreciated in the early days, is how dangerous a kettle is. And when you do any research, one of the most dangerous appliances in your house is a kettle. There's over 4,000 children accidents a year with a kettle. And one of the other aspects with the cost of running a kettle, it's inefficient, it wastes water, it wastes energy. And here I had a product that most of all was convenient, but it saved energy and it saved water.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Modern Day Business Person. On this show, I sit down with modern day entrepreneurs so you can learn their story, understand their journey, so that you can learn from them and grow your business. I've got a very special guest on the show today. 14 years ago, Stephen started Quooker UK on his kitchen table, using his bedroom for storing his products, and every week he would drive to Holland to pick up 30 taps before driving back to the UK to sell. Fast forward to today, the business is now a multi-million pound business with a team of 70 strong members. Already sold over 40,000 taps this year and over 250,000 taps in total. Incorporating the business in November 2004, Stephen started with a brochure and a laptop. But fast forwarding to 2019, they are now using augmented reality in the business, but still following the exact same core values that they started with. Please welcome Stephen Johnson, the Managing Director of Quooker UK.
Hey, good to meet you.
Hi, good to meet you. How are you? Okay?
How good are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Very good.
Really impressive stuff you've got going on.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah.
A good journey.
Yeah, fantastic.
Good
Well,
journey.
it's good to have you on the show, and the show is all about understanding how you started, what you've done, the mistakes you've made along the way, in order for the people watching, people listening, so that they can learn from your journey to help them do better in their entrepreneurship journey. So I'm going to put you on the spot because I think it's the best way to happen. When people hear things like that, multi-million pound businesses, people naturally think about all the successes. But as an entrepreneur, you know there are so many mistakes that you make along the way to help you get there. So the first question really is, what's the biggest mistake that you've made in business so far?
Make lots of mistakes every day, so I think the important thing is to learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
So in terms of big mistakes, it will be difficult to quantify my biggest, but it's learning from your mistakes. So every day I would evaluate the performance of the day, where I think I've done well, where I could have done better. So I think it's constantly evaluating that, which enables you to improve and be better the day after. So it's learning from your mistakes.
Absolutely, and I think that's a really good point, because you don't know what's going to come at you. You don't know what's going to hit. Even the best plan, something's going to happen that you can't plan for. So being agile and able to adjust when you make a mistake is definitely good. That's a great answer. So let's wind the clock back a little bit. Who was Stephen in secondary school? Are you the shy kid? Are you the popular kid? Are you the inquisitive one? Are you an athlete? Say we're back in high school, secondary school together.
Back in high school,
were you like?
yeah, I enjoyed sports.
Okay.
I didn't enjoy school.
Right.
At all. I was very fortunate that my family had a business. And from a very early age, I wanted to get involved in the family business. It was a furniture business that made kitchens and office furniture. So school, I enjoyed the sport aspects of it. The curriculum and the academic was not really for me. So I was fortunate enough to be able to, I left school at the age of 16 and went straight into the family business. So I was lucky in that respect. What
sports did you play?
Yeah, everything. Rugby, football, cricket. Yeah, very keen. My favourite was football.
Oh, fantastic.
Never quite made it though.
Oh, really good. So tell me about the business.
Yeah, so Quooker was a product that I stumbled across in 2004. So our family business we sold. We left the business, and I'd worked for a family business for 25 years. So I'd always wondered what it would be like to work for somebody else. So in a family business, people feel that they're easy environments to work in. My father was a tough taskmaster, and it was a challenging environment. So when I'd left there, I always had the ambition that I want to work for somebody else and see if the skills that I'd learned in the family business would serve me well. And I stumbled across Quooker, who were advertising in the Sunday Times back in 2004. And they were a Dutch company, and they'd made a foray into the UK, and they were looking for somebody to launch the business in the UK.
Okay. And that was how it all started.
That's how it all started.
So what was it like in the early days? I mean, I saw, that was how we actually got connected. I saw that LinkedIn post of yours about how you started on your kitchen table, and now you've grown into such.
Yeah, so I'd come from, latterly our family business was a successful business. We employed 300 people. I left that business, and what surprised me at the time, when you went in to look for your next career, nobody really valued your work in a family business. So the challenge for me was taking the role and seeing if I could develop it. The product at the time was an unknown in the UK. It was very successful in the Netherlands, and it's a tap that delivers boiling water, and they wanted to launch in the UK. And it was me, a car and a brochure, and the concept of boiling water on tap at the time was non-existent. And the objective was to launch it as a product that was sold through kitchen showrooms and direct to people who had a kitchen who wanted the convenience of boiling water on demand.
Right.
And that's how we started.
Fantastic. It's a really revolutionary product. Like I've seen it because a few of our clients are in the showroom industry, the kitchen showroom industry. So I have seen it in action, and I must say it's very, very impressive being able to have instant boiling, clean hot water literally in seconds. It's amazing.
I think when I saw the product back in 2004, I thought it had some potential. But in the early days, I didn't understand the value of the product. And what you find today is most of all the convenience of having boiling water on demand is what appeals to people, and not waiting for a kettle to boil.
Absolutely. You mentioned when you found the product in the early days, you thought it had potential. So there are so many people that come across maybe an idea, a product, or someone talking to them about something, but not everyone is always as open-minded. What do you think prompts you to be open-minded enough to think this could be a success?
I saw it in a show. You never know that something's going to be a success, but when I saw it in the showroom, I thought, yeah, it's got potential. It's going to save time, it's quick, it's got a unique USP, which lots of products will claim they have a USP, but this is, the Quooker tap is truly unique because it delivers water at 200 degrees. So it was a product that I thought had potential. It excited me. I could see a place for it, but the challenge is delivering on what you perceive it could be, and yeah, that was the interesting aspect of it.
Fantastic. So now that you've been going 14 years, what is the mission?
The mission was initially to introduce the UK to the concept of boiling water on demand. What people don't appreciate, and what I never appreciated in the early days, is how dangerous a kettle is. And when you do any research, one of the most dangerous appliances in your house is a kettle. There's over 4,000 children accidents a year with a kettle. And one of the other aspects with the cost of running a kettle, it's inefficient, it wastes water, it wastes energy, and here I had a product that most of all was convenient, but it saved energy and it saved water, and it was time saving. And that is what we built the business on.
Right.
The potential was unknown, and what surprises me today is that the potential is significant, really significant.
So you guys have been going for 14 years, or over 14 years now, and if you look at any statistics, entrepreneurship is not easy. I was reading somewhere, like, I think they said over 65% of business fail before the first 10 years. So you guys have done extraordinarily well, you know, to get to where you are today. And one thing that you mentioned quite early on that struck me was your core values. Can you explain what those core values are and see what we can learn from that?
Yes, I think I'm a simple individual, and in terms of the values, what we wanted to offer, I had a truly unique product, and what I wanted to accompany that with was a truly unique service. And what I felt that if you have a unique product and a unique service, and by unique I mean absolutely delivering a high level of service to a consumer, the potential of that business would grow and grow and grow. So my core values are really simple. That we deliver a product that people understand, it's unique in what it does, but we also deliver with it an unparalleled service. So we want you to have a product that's unique, but we want you to also have a service that's unique. And we stand behind those values. So even today, as a 40,000 piece business, we're a very simple business, and those are our values.
I really like that, and I'm a big believer in if you deliver result, which in your case the result would be the simplicity, the effectiveness of your product. But if you deliver result, but not only deliver result, but deliver it with astounding service, which is the premises that I've built my business on, which is helping us grow, because we're still in our infancy. We're 2.5 years old, coming up to 3 year mark.
Okay.
But if you look at the reviews and the testimonials that we've got, it's predicated on that service. So definitely you've got something going on there, which is really good. I'm gonna throw a bit of a curveball in.
Okay.
If you weren't in business, what do you think you'd be doing?
I wasn't in business. I'd like to have done something sporty or something to do with health, nutrition. I enjoy that aspect of outside of work. Whether I would have made it as a sportsman, probably not. But yeah, probably something in that field.
Fantastic. The people watching or the people listening, more time than none, they're business entrepreneurs, business people, either very early on in business or just starting their business. Some who are experienced, but the majority of the audience are people in that sort of range. What's the biggest tip that you can give an entrepreneur just starting out?
I think you have to have a passion for what you're selling. I'm really passionate about the product. I believe in the product, but I also think it's keeping it simple. We treat, I've been doing this for 14 years, but every day is a new day. It's built on very simple principles. We're here to sell a tap. We don't have large customers. We've got a large business and we sell a lot of taps, but our business is made up of lots of small clients. So it's a case of keeping it very simple, understanding where you're going, constantly reassessing where you are. And I think there's a danger as an entrepreneur in believing in what you believe, but actually losing sight of where you are at and where the business is at. So we constantly reevaluate where have we done things today, can we do them better, how can we improve, and I think if you constantly do that, then it takes you on a journey and you might end up where you want to end up.
So while you're going on that journey, what are the things that you've done to keep your feet on the ground? Because if you hear we're a multi-million-pound business, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Every entrepreneur, majority of all entrepreneurs, that's kind of their goal. They want to achieve that high status, but to achieve that, you also mentioned you need to keep refining your processes, keep doing what you're doing well. How have you helped to make sure that you've kept your feet on the ground so you're still working as a soul? It's still day one to help you get to the highest.
Yeah, I look at everything as it's day one. So actually, as a £40,000 piece business, great. I don't actually look at that. I look at every single individual sale. So we're a really flat structure. Every single client is important. So my 40,000 piece business is made up of 40,000 different sales. I'm focused entirely on the next sale, ensuring you deliver an excellent customer service and retain our customers. So what we've strived to do over the 14 years is gain customers, which we've done, but then keep them. So, as a business, we invest heavily in our customers, in making sure that we keep them, that they stay with us and they grow. So we demand a loyalty from our customers, but we give them an exceptional service. And if you focus on that in a simple way, then the business should grow. If you've got a good product, you're giving a good service, you're looking after your clients, then what I found is doing those simple things grows the business.
Absolutely. So when you started, there was no social media. All the digital marketing that we're now accustomed to today did not exist back then. You mentioned you started with a laptop and a brochure. Can you elaborate and expand on that? What kind of things did you actually do to help you start building your client base?
I did absolutely everything. So for the first year of the business, it was me on my own in a car. I would travel during the day, introducing the product to the dealers. And then in the evening, I would take care of the administrative work, the deliveries, and that's how I would build the business.
So you hear of businesses that are going bust. Unfortunately, Thomas Cook is one of the major ones. And in my opinion, looking at some of the research and what I've read, part of their downfall was the fact that while everything was transitioning online, they did not transition with it. They made a bad decision, which in hindsight was a bad decision, to go buy, I think it was Co-op travel stores, that they bought quite a lot of stores, which meant they were spending or investing offline while everything was moving online. So 14 years ago, there was no social media and stuff. 14 years on, you guys are clearly doing something amazing with technology. For example, the augmented reality stuff that you guys are doing, where people could see what the tap would potentially look like in their kitchen. How have you made sure you've transitioned over time to keep up to date with different strategies?
Yes, I think it's really important that, again, I come back to the fact that you are looking each day at what you've done and what you've achieved. And then I look at the wider market, how people buy, how they engage with the company. I employ lots of younger people. So the digital area is something that came after my time, but something that I recognise, if you take the augmented reality, can improve our service and our communication with our clients. So I think if you're open-minded and constantly evaluate where you are at, then I think you don't fall into the trap of thinking, yes, we've made it, we've done 40,000 taps, we're successful. We are successful as a business, but the 40,000 taps come the 31st of December will be history. And then we look at 2020, we reset our targets, we reset our ambitions, and we start again, and we will evaluate the market, evaluate our customers, look at our competitors, and not get caught in a trap of, I think some businesses become successful and forget what it took to get them there. But I will constantly remind myself and my team of that journey.
Absolutely.
And I think that I'm driven and motivated.
No, I can clearly see that, which is very refreshing. So my question to you is, you said you need to be open-minded. Some people are naturally open-minded, willing to try new things, other people aren't. Do you think the people that doesn't come to them naturally to be open-minded, do you think it's possible to train yourself on how to be open-minded, or?
I think you have to be as a business owner. I think if you're not open-minded, I think it is a dangerous position to be in. So, yeah, I am. Listen, I am opinionated. I have very, very strong views on things. I understand where I need to go with this business. I understand what I need to do to get there. But I think listening to other people, engaging with other people, you learn a lot, and it's massively important. Massively important.
Very, very true. I mean, they say the market dictates the business, really. So if you're paying attention to your customers, your prospect, the market in a whole, you can learn a lot to help you grow the business. So you've mentioned a few points which are answers to the next questions. Let's see what more you got. So my next question is, what are the prerequisites of a successful entrepreneur? So you mentioned being open-mindedness. Are there any other prerequisites that you think makes a successful entrepreneur?
Yeah, I think there is. I think all entrepreneurs are different. Some of them are very opinionated, don't listen to people, and are exceptionally successful.
Like a Steve Jobs?
Yeah, maybe. Or you take a Sports Direct, you look at that type of business. I don't think they engage on the wider audience to have them believe in the business or the product. In my mind, if people are engaged in what you do and people feel they can add value to it, you will do better as a business. And I've absolutely found that over the 14 years that if you give a good service, if you respect your staff, if you treat them well, then doing these simple things improves your business and makes you more successful.
Absolutely, absolutely spot on. So, when you started, you mentioned you were doing a lot of driving back and forth from Holland. You were working in the day, showcasing the products to the dealers, and then at night time doing the admin stuff. What sacrifices or tough decisions have you had to make as an entrepreneur during your entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I think as an entrepreneur it is full time, it is 7 days a week. What's amazing with the Quooker product is the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. It's rewarding, which motivates me to work harder. It was a new market, so the opportunities are endless. And those are the challenges, really. And if you maintain that focus and motivation, you develop the business.
All right. So your business is successful, going well, and I'm sure you've got bigger aspirations. But let's rewind the time a bit. Say you could see yourself 14 years ago when you started. What advice would you give your younger self back then?
Well, 14 years ago when I started, I didn't actually believe we would get to where we got to. So when I looked at it and when I met with the owners in Holland, we were looking at a 10,000 piece business. And I came away from the meeting thinking, 10,000 pieces on a boiling water tap. I think it's understanding your product and understanding the potential of it. So we invest a lot of time in trying to understand what the market is, how we can grow it, and look to deliver on that potential.
Very good. Who is your biggest inspiration? Because you're very motivated, or it might not be a who, it might be a what. What keeps you going? What makes you consistently keep going and stay?
Yeah, I'm driven. So in terms of my success, I always want to do better than last year. So one thing I'm very proud of is every week of every year in the 14 years, we've always done better than the corresponding week in the year previously. So every week we've grown the business. And I'm proud of that. In terms of my inspirations, I look at the consistency of, believe it or not, the sports teams. So if I look at the success of, I'm a City supporter,
right.
But if I look at the success of a United over a sustained period of time in a sports field, I find that really interesting. I think the management skills to enable a team to perform every week to a really high standard and dominate really interests me. So I look at sports and consistency in sport. So you look at a Lewis Hamilton, or you look at an Alex Ferguson, or you look at the Wigan Rugby League team of 20 years ago. Those successes interest me. And I think that comes from motivation, dedication, and great man management, and that interests me. So I don't typically look at other business people, I look in the sports field.
Fantastic. No, I like that. There's a lot of synergies between sports and entrepreneurship, which is great. No, really good. So what we're going to do is I'm going to ask you a few rapid questions.
Okay.
The first answer that comes to your mind is what you say. Yep. No time to think. First word that comes to your mind, that's the answer. So, got a couple of questions here. What are your keys to success?
Keep it simple and deliver what your customers are looking for.
Love that. What's your biggest pet peeve?
People that aren't motivated to do better than they did yesterday. Hate them.
What's your favourite song at the moment?
I'm horrific with songs. Horrific.
What do you listen to?
Everything and anything.
What's the last song you played?
The last song I played would have been in the gym. I don't even know the name of the song. So.
Fair enough. What's your favourite colour?
Blue.
Ooh. Favourite film?
I'm not a film watcher.
Are you not?
No.
That's surprising.
Yeah, I've got no patience for films.
Fair
I watch
enough.
films.
Favourite food?
Vegetables.
Ooh,
broccoli, yeah.
What's the one thing not many people know about you?
I'm quite a shy and quiet person.
Alright. I wouldn't have thought that. So we started with the biggest mistake you've made in business. I think it's only fair to ask, what's your greatest achievement in business so far?
Yeah, I think with where we've taken Quooker from to where it is today and the way that we've achieved it. So with seamless growth, with growth every year, but delivering an exceptional service to our customers. That has, you know, when I set out, I had in mind that if you have a great product, you give a good service, you treat your staff well and you treat your customers well, you might be successful. You never guaranteed that, but actually what I've found through this business is that actually if you do that and you actually believe in it, you will be successful, because those simple things motivate people to buy your product.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that's worked for me.
Definitely. How can people find more information about you?
Yeah, they can go to our website or they can phone me. They
Yeah.
can phone the office. We're a flat structure, easy to get hold of. So happy to speak to anybody.
Fantastic. And lastly, what is your definition of a modern day business person?
Yeah, I think you have to be flexible, nimble, and I think you have to be really willing to learn from each day. And I think in this day and age, you've got to be very flexible, and the business model has to be capable of changing at rapid rates.
I love that. But Stephen, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Very good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
My name is Stephen Johnson and I'm a modern day business person.